It's definitely not as explicit as the book, but that was a choice that I made, and I'm very happy I made that choice. Mostly focuses just on the intimacy, not the explicit sex. And we had a really great acting coach that walked them through every beat of it. They always say it's like a dance.
We blocked it pretty much, step by step.
Yeah. Tessa really is just supposed to be every girl. I wanted her to be relatable and for everyone to be able to see something of themselves in her. I don't really know, I don't necessarily have a message, but I just hope that they can find a character that makes them feel a little more normal and like everybody has flaws, everyone makes mistakes, and you can learn from them is kind of the message, but I'm not by any means trying to be any kind of like role model by that means, but I hope that you can find something in the story that is a message to you personally, whether it's about Hardin or Tessa or another character. The book came about just as me being a reader my whole life, and I was reading a lot of books online, and I felt like I had read everything, and I never dreamed of that I could write a book or 10. So it was just a hobby for me, and the actual storyline just kind of wrote itself. I didn't have a plan at all. I never plot my books. It was just a random inspiration from every book I've ever read, every movie I've ever watched, every love story I love. So it was just a random thing, to be honest. I didn't really plan the story, or I didn't know where it was going at all. Oh, how it feels to see it. It's surreal. I've been so focused on actually working on the film that I haven't really had a time to like sit and kind of take it in. But I'm expecting that when I see it in a theater full of fans, it'll be really exciting, and that is when I'll be able to actually process that we just made a movie.
The scene that's not in the book that we managed to find time to shoot, where Hardin is not in a very good way and he's trying to control his emotions, and he doesn't do that very well, and flips out and smashes a bookcase, which I found quite fun.
We shot scenes at the lake over the course of like 2 or 3 days, but there was about 1 or 2 hours where it was really hot and it was really humid, and we just got to jump in and swim around, and that was just really fun. So
During the lake scene, there was a snake in the lake, and the snake lady had to take the snake out, and I took it upon myself to tell her to not tell Joe in case she would get scared, which she wouldn't have. But yeah, that was quite funny at the time. I found it hilarious. It was a big snake.
Scene, part of the dialogue of the scene was about how much she hates ketchup, and then at the end of the scene I take the bottle, squirt it all over my plate, and we can't use that tape now.
Honestly, I love like every scene. That's not a good answer, but it's like so good for me. I guess the favorite ones were the ones that I knew that the fans are the most attached to, and they just happened to be beautifully executed exactly like I wanted it to be. So every scene was so fun.
I was basing all of my acting and shaping of the character just off that, and I feel like where Anna started with the character, we've come a very long way from, and it was a long time ago, and it evolves. So I feel like where it is now, I had so much material to work from just the writing that she had and talking to her. So it was a collaborative process between us two to shape the character. I'd say it's both an honour and a responsibility that I feel confident we will execute correctly. With the help of Anna, I don't know how we do it without her. She's always guiding us along the way. So
It's an honour and a privilege, and I just hope that we do a good job.
it's hotter than London.
Mais quente que Londres.
No, I love it. We had some great food last night. Chatted to a few people who are all lovely, but we're just waiting to explore more. It's been like 12 hours.
My flight landed 3 hours ago, so I went straight from there to the hotel, but the ride was lovely. Thank you all for being here, and that's it.
Fucking traveler.
What about Hero? What if Hardin had a dog? What would be its name?
Zed.
Joe, what did you feel when you first found out you would be Tessa?
I was very excited. It was it wasn't a long period being cast, it was a short period, but